Harrison Wind, Christian Clark here for BSN Denver and BSN Nuggets. 3 pre-draft workouts this week, Christian, back to back, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for the Nuggets down at Pepsi Center. We saw a lot of guys come through this week, a lot of point guards, a lot of potential shooting guards, small forwards that the Nuggets might look at 14th overall. Let's start with the point guards, though. We saw a bunch of those guys coming on Monday and Tuesday. Anybody in particular stand out to you?
Yeah, the Nuggets might have a need to fill at backup point guard next season. 3 guys in there that I think could be potential fits in Denver. Eli Cobo out of France, Aaron Holiday from UCLA, and then Jalen Brunson, the 2-time national champion from Villanova. I kind of like Eli Cobo. You know, he fits with the Nuggets' European vibe. He's pretty athletic, lefty. I get like some James Harden vibes now. I'm not saying he's turning into James Harden or anything, but I think he could be a fit.
Out of all the point guards that came in, he's probably the guy with the most upside, I'd say. Kind of an unknown, but apparently somebody who's been really climbing draft boards over these past couple weeks. Now a lot of projections have him going anywhere from the mid-teens to the 20s. So I don't know if he'd be a candidate at 14, but maybe if the Nuggets were to trade back, like has been rumored they might look into, maybe he's a guy they look to target. Aaron Holiday from UCLA was probably the highest rated point guard that they've brought in. More of a scorer, 6'1", really just filled it up in college. I don't know, he doesn't seem like the most natural fit on the Nuggets roster, who needs probably a bit more length in that backcourt, I'd say.
Yeah, I think whoever the Nuggets decide to add at that backup point guard spot probably needs to be more of a playmaker than scorer, just based on what the team needs. And, you know, one guy who could fit that bill is Monte Morris. They took him in the second round last year. The only thing is, going into the season with Jamal Murray and Monte Morris, your 2 point guards, there's not a whole lot of experience there.
Probably not ideal for a team with playoff aspirations, but we'll see a lot of Monte Morris at Summer League. He'll probably be the star of that team coming back for his second year there. He'll be one of the leaders along with Tyler Lydon if he does play at Summer League. Not sure on that. The other big theme for these workouts this week was guards and wings and small forwards potentially. Keita Bates-Diop out of Ohio State was in earlier this week. Torrey Brown out of Oregon. Zaire Smith out of Texas Tech. That's the guy you really like, I know.
Yeah, I can't help it, Harrison. Just really athletic, 6'3" guard with a 6'10" wingspan. He plays a lot bigger than he is, and I think that's due to a couple things. He's really athletic. He, 41.5-inch max vertical. He was the 5 on his high school team, so his background is playing that big man spot. And I think he could help the Nuggets with their perimeter defense. I think he's a guy who plays hard all the time, which would fit in well in Denver. He might be a little undersized, though. I don't know.
Right, just at about 6'3", 6'4", but like you said, with a huge wingspan, that kind of makes up for it. Here's what we know the Nuggets are looking for in this draft. They're looking for two-way players who can play a couple different positions, who are also really hard workers. But then again, who isn't looking for that in this draft? Oregon's Torrey Brown is a guy who's pretty interesting to me, a guy who was in on Wednesday for his pre-draft workout. Didn't shoot the ball great at Oregon, just around 31% from 3. So not the best shooter that we've seen come through, but really good defensively, really good as a playmaker as well. Kind of compared himself to Andre Iguodala and Sean Livingston. Not exactly the 2 warriors who you usually hear guys comparing themselves to, but he's more of a playmaker mold, a good defender. He can switch through multiple positions. Feel like he could be a decent candidate there.
Yeah, I could see him slotting in at a wing spot on the Nuggets and then, just kind of playing the beautiful game. He'd really fit in well with the passing style of play that they like to go with. Yeah,
so I'd say out of the guys who worked out for the Nuggets this week, I'd keep your eyes on Zaire Smith and Torrey Brown the most. Obviously the 2 highest rated guys who have come in, but also the 2 guys who I think the Nuggets might have at least a little interest in. But there will be more pre-draft workouts next week, so stay tuned to bsndenver.com for, of course, the latest coverage on those. For Christian Clark, I'm Harrison Wind, BSN Denver.